Hi Kingsgate kids, I'm going to tell you a little secret. It's a good secret though, and I don't mind sharing it with you. You see, when I was young, I had a special toy. It was a little knitted bear that I called Captain Ted. I loved Captain Ted and I knew all about him. I knew what he liked to have for dinner and where he liked to sleep. I knew what his favourite games were. In fact, I knew the names and the stories about all my toys. It's kind of weird to think of a grown-up having lots of toys, isn't it? But I had lots of toys. Do you name your toys? Do you have a favourite cuddly toy that you go to bed with? You know the one that you hide in your sleeping bag when you go on a school trip. Well, in some ways, the way you know all about your toys is a bit like how God knows all about you. And the same as I knew all about Captain Ted. See, God knows how much you weighed when you were born. God knows where you were born. He knows what you like to eat. He knows what you don't like to eat. You see, God knows all about you. And this is good because we can trust God with our lives because God loves us. It's okay for us to trust somebody who knows us that well. You see, back in Bible times, there was a man called Philip and he met Jesus. When he met Jesus, he was so excited that he wanted to share Jesus with his best friend. Do you know how it is when you find something that's really cool and you want to share it with someone? Well, that was Philip. So he went and found his best friend. And his best friend was called Nathaniel. So he told him all about Jesus. But Nathaniel was a bit skeptical. He didn't think anyone could be that cool. However, he did go along with his friend to meet Jesus. You see, Philip knew that if Nate met Jesus, Nate would understand what Philip meant. Philip wouldn't have to convince Nate anything at all about Jesus. He would show him Jesus, and then, sure enough, when Nate met Jesus, Jesus knew all about Nate, and Nate was convinced that Jesus was cool too. It was amazing. You see, God loves you and he has a plan for you. And part of that plan is to share Jesus with other people. You don't have to wait till you're a grown-up. You can follow God's plan right now. It's not up to you to convince anyone else that Jesus is amazing. All you have to do is invite them to know Jesus for themselves, and then they will find out what it's like to be loved and to be known by God. See, in a moment we'll have a chance to sit down and listen to Jesus. We can let him talk to us and he will tell us how much we're loved. And Jesus doesn't always speak to us in loud words or in a voice in our head. Sometimes you can have a feeling or receive a picture. And if you're willing to sit down and listen, he'll always talk to you. Have a great time together. See you soon. Bye.